Sitaram, everybody. Sitaram, everybody. Let's all stand as we prepare to welcome our Mother by waving this divine light. As we get set to do that, please put your hands together and pray. In your own words, Ma, tonight, I get to sit and listen and learn. May you please allow me the time, the understanding to absorb your discourse. This is not the opinion of man. These are words that are echoed. Your pronouncing, your rules. And tonight it is our job to practice Shravan, listening. As the moon has already changed for the Purnima, tomorrow we celebrate Guru Purnima. Vyas Puja is going to be done tomorrow. And on our last night of the Yagna, Govardhan Puja in conjunction with reading. And then we have celebration in the temple, continues hard work. The Kardam part and different parts, as you would know, all in praise, puja for Mother. So in the run-up to that puja, we are talking about her prayer, to understand more and more about her prayer, the power of her prayer. And last night after we listened to that discourse, and we realized how sometimes, even in that discourse, Brahma was confused. We too sometimes, we're doing and we don't know why. Or we don't know what to do. Ma, tonight, help your child learn about you. Mommy, I cannot put it more simple. I'm willing, I have the interest, but I just don't know. Please plant that seed in my mind. Listen to this part. We talked about chit, the little voice that whispers in your mind, that tells you what to do, when to do, what to eat, what to wear, what time to reach, if to go to the temple. That little voice is there. Ma, put the thought in my mind so that I can develop, I can better understand. Tonight we sing your arati, and we sing that song, Sunam Meri Devi. That song is taken from a discourse where Devi is blowing. She fights Mahisasur for those days, and on that Vijay Dashmi Day, the 10th day, she is leaning on a hill called Chamundi Hill in South India in Mysore. That hill, that temple is still there. And while she was propping and she was breathing heavy, Brahma comes and he says, Sunamani Devi, Ma, listen to my prayer. Do Padi Panai Ved. We offer you the incense, the arati, the prasad. We offer it all to you, dear lady. Pana Supari Dwaja, we offer you the nuts, we offer you the palm leaf, the clove, the coconut, we offer it to you. May you please hear our prayer. Shanti Ma Shanti. Forgive us the fools we are, because we think with pride how good looking, how skilled, how much ego and false pride we have. Ma, in doing your puja, the step one is to humble yourself. And Ma, that is the lesson we all need to learn. Ma, my head is very big. I have to learn how to bend this head. I don't want you to have to teach me that lesson. I don't want to have to learn that lesson by force. Everybody think about what I just said. This life have ways of humbling people. And you don't want to have to get force-fed that medicine. Tonight, Ma, I humbly bow. I am happy to bow. Help me to continue to bow to you. I will bow every day. Sajam cha varti sanyuktam Grahina yojitam mayam Deepam Vihara Devesham Shrilokyam Timirabam. From your heart, I need help to sing this song. From your heart, sing for you. This have nothing to do with nobody else. It have no singer here. Everybody put your phone on silent. This have nothing to do with anybody else. This is you and your mother. Sing for you. O sun meri Devi Parvat Vasini Tera Paran Paya Tera Paran Paya Hare Satya Devi Parvat Vasini Remember those gurus. Too often, the school teacher taken for granted. People that make a difference in your life. Sometimes bitter medicine. Sometimes rough. But it makes a difference. It helps you. Tonight in part of your prayer, dear Lord, I want to remember these people. Whether they are alive or not. Whether they are close to me or not, wherever this person might be, because of this person, my life changed for the better. Prabhu, I remember them tonight. I am in the temple, I am getting to watch satsang. But part of my prayer, I have to learn to pray for other people. Then, Ambika Devi, Chandika Devi is going to be happy with me. Because selfishness is not on the road to misleading. Pray in your heart, but remember, pray for somebody. Guru Brahma, Guru, everybody. Guru Devo Maheshwara, Guru Sakshat Brahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. You know, this morning, I was telling you, man, got up early. And I was dreaming Lord Shiva dancing in this temple. And he was flinging that Krishna. I have to say flinging because it was reckless. In my dream, I was afraid I was getting cut. And it was clean. I was sitting on the ground this side, and we had these fruit pindas that we made when we were doing Nandi Mukshra. And Mari Baba snatched that pinda from my hand. But I am a stranger here. But here I am dreaming that Lord Shiva is putting in your temple. Tonight, Lord Shiva, maybe we're talking about the lady and we're forgetting the starboy. But without any mistake, to know that you are always near and dear. And we need you here, because she's not going to be happy if you are absent. Yagna Swarupaya Jatadharaya Yenakahastaya Sanatanaya Divyaya Devaya Digambaraya Tasmai Yakanaya. Everybody. Namah Shivaya. Umavati Mahadeva Ki Jai. Again, everybody, sit down and have a seat. Get yourself comfortable. Last night we heard of the confusion that Brahma had, and he does ask, who am I? What was I created for? What was my purpose? And Devi, in a nutshell, showed him his purpose, what he had to do. And she sets him, oh, go and create. Go and do my bidding, begin the work. And when she was finished with that verse, she says, you know, I create Saraswati for Brahma, I create Lakshmi for Vishnu, and I give these forms to you. Take care of them, respect them, treat them well, and prosperity will always be there with you. Our last point was, if, as human beings, we argue, I believe in Lord Shiva and he is better, I believe in Lord Vishnu and he is better, by the pronouncement of Devi Bhagavad last time, only a fool does that, because the source is the same. And if for the person that criticizes and condemns the mother, the same mother that we call upon when we have prayers, Lakshmi time for Diwali, Saraswati time for the exams, Devi, Durga, whenever you need her for Navratri, but then you ill speak Kali Mata, it seems kind of off track. How can you as the Hindu respect and love some Devis and then ill speak, scorn and shun others? I went through last night what happened when we were under colonial rule. Devi Kali, just to go over, represents a form that is very ferocious, very aggressive, and they needed to get rid of that because it inspired people to stand up and protest. Whereas Sri Ram goes into Banbas and quietly, peacefully allows the wife to be kidnapped, cries through tears, but endeavors, takes the hardship. And our people, when they were in servitude and indentured labor and so on, calmly listened to that Ramayana, and that was their tune, but it did so calmly. But the Kali form was kind of taboo because of what it represented. You find that strange? Imagine Hindu and Muslim used to live in peace until that little line that separated what is now called Pakistan and Hindustan. Prior to that, it did not have mass murder. It did not have the Sikh wearing black or blue turban, because those massacres did not happen. But people wanted to divide and conquer our people. So what happened further? The North Indian practice was better. It is supposedly better in the eyes of God than the southern practice. Whereas today, if you travel the world and you go and you see how they make salad in Turkey, or you go and you see salad in Jordan, you say, wow, this is so different. I love it. I appreciate this culture. I respect it. I see the good in it. I want to even try it at home. However, our people look at a difference and they condemn it. I'm hammering this point because it is not correct. When you learn, you don't know, fine, I agree, you don't know everything. You learn something, look for the good in it. There will be things that you might say, you know what, that is not me, and that's fine. Hinduism is a free practice. A person could say, you know what, I feel like I want to worship Sita Mata. She was the ideal wife. She stood when Lavan Kush, was born, when Hema, the granddaughter, had to get married. She was there, even in spirit form, when you hear that discourse. After she left, she was there when the granddaughter was getting married. I want to worship her. No problem, God worship. I want to worship Parvati Mata. She was the lady who could not bring biological children, and she had 8 foster children. I want to worship her because I see a likeness, I have an affiliation with that, I understand that lifestyle. Fine, no problem. Nobody says you have to do this, you have to do that, you have to do the other. You can. And with that freedom, each person, if you read your Gita, you will see they say, that different souls are on different levels. Your karma allows you a different understanding. I could read one discourse and 10 people will interpret it differently. For example, a 5-year-old will see Sri Ram fighting bow and arrow and think about the bow and the arrow. A 50-year-old person will look at it totally different. In our discourse, whenever Vyas sits to speak, the Vyas is not supposed to pollute the discourse with his opinion for this reason. Read the book and leave it to the person and their mind and their intuition, their soul, to interpret based on their level of understanding. So if somebody comes back and they say, you know what, I listened to that, but I did not hear the name of Hanuman, when we talk about Hanuman, certain things will jump out at you. That is what God wants you to have. That is your understanding, that's fine. More you hear, more you learn, you will grow. But if you only hear my opinion, that does not have the blessing, the weight, the merit. But when you listen to the words of Devi, in this case we're reading Devi Bhagavad, that has the transforming power in it. So that a person could go from, let's say, first grade, and by the end of the year, go to second grade. I understand now. I didn't understand before. I understand now. The night in our discourse, it deals with somebody who did not understand anything. Sometimes we think we know, or they know, I don't know. I'm ashamed, I don't know. I already understand that. I have somebody who could sing a song. But there's somebody in the back who says, you know what, he could sing, I can't sing. I'm not going to try. He could not drum and look very good in the pretty curtain. I am not going to try to pick up that drum. I can't, I feel shame in front of heritage. If I come and I try to knock that drum, my God, what will he see? Think about it. Tanti could make good puri, lapsi. I can't. I don't know how to cook without tasting the food. So I fail that I don't try. In many examples, we sometimes try them ourselves. In tonight's discourse, you will hear, in our last night discourse, the last thing she says after she gives them the Devis, she says, I will create something called a Yagna. I make this thing, I'm saying good thing, so that when people follow this tradition of offering into the fire, offering by the Murti, the fruits, the gifts that you bring for the Dev or the Devi, they get the energy, the kinetic energy from it, so that they become more luster-bound, etc. In the cycle, in Gita he says, I am the fire, I am the leader, the spoon, I am the ghee, or the energy to offer. I am with you, I am everything. When she created Yagna, as we get into where we're going to now, Janvi Jai says, suppose I don't know how to pray. Suppose I don't know what I'm doing. What will happen to me then? Please listen to why we pray today. Before we do so, everybody put your hands together as we will Sumran. In your heart, ask for the blessing and the permission. Shravanam is that type of bhakti, that type of devotion where I have the blessing. Karma is being created by listening, by letting the sound penetrate my ears. The slokas that are being chanted, by listening to it, I get upliftment. Gauri Shambhu Gira Guru Govinda Ganapati Gan Thank you. The great grandson of Arjun, is speaking to Vyas Muni. Prabhu, in the last part, you said that even if a person is not doing the prayer, the yagna, the puja, they make mistakes, children muffle words, people don't know, they're not clear why they are doing it. They will be clear. Sometimes people come home by you and the Baba is blowing his son. This is an example. When a song is being blown, what am I supposed to do? Everybody, not one person, everybody. The Shrota, everybody. What you're supposed to do when the song is being blown by the words of Lord Shiva. Remember what I said? You're supposed to bow your head. Always do your head like this. No matter who present is. Never keep your head straight when a song is being blown. There's a reason why Lord Vishnu has this in his hand. The answer for this, why do we blow the song? Sudama, the friend of Krishna, gives a shrap to Radha. One day, Brahma Puran is what I'm quoting from. Radha is waiting for Krishna to come, and he's coming, but he cannot reach fast enough. So Radha is described as having a very high temper. And when the door is open, instead of she sees Krishna, she sees Sudama, two friends. Ladies, you know when the husband going out to frolic too much. Friends. She gets angry. Move! Why are you taking so long? Why didn't you come back? And she starts to bark at Krishna. Sudama now, having this lust, this love for Krishna so much, he says, Devi, do you forget who he is? He is the master of this universe and you speak to him like that? And that Devi turned at him and said, you forget who I am? Who are you to talk to me like that? You speak like a demon, be born as a demon. He goes to become the husband of Shankachur, is the husband of what we would have called the Tulsi plant, Tulsi Mata, in that discourse. He turns to her now and he says, I put shrap on you, goddess. You don't appreciate my Lord? Go and be born on the earth with him, but never get married to him, never have him for 100 years. For this reason, when Krishna takes avatar, Radha is not his wife. She begs him, she cries for him, but when he leaves, watch all the picture. You will see, when he's a little boy, he has the basuri in his hand. But when he goes to fight Mahabharat war as man, he doesn't have that basuri anymore. When he was leaving Vrindavan, he gives Radha the fruit, and he says, Devi, for 100 years, put that curse, we cannot be together. Keep this fruit, I'll never blow it once you are not with me. He leaves the fruit in her hand and he goes to fight war. And it is only coming to the end of Krishna Lila, they reunite. When Sudama comes as Shankachur, the demon. He fights, do all kind of bad things. Lord Shiva himself comes and he battles a wonderful discourse. Lord Shiva screams and he lets loose Virabhadra, he lets loose Bhairo, he lets loose all of them, Kali Mata. But Shankachur is relentless. This demon is powerful and he calls on Mahadev. He says, bring your Trishul and come. Oh Ishwar, if I die at your hands. And when Lord Shiva had destroyed him and stripped that body of that Jivatma, he was about to take the body, carcass now, as they were dancing and frolicking around that cremation site with all the dead bodies from the losing side. He has Lord Shiva with his four-handed form. He's about to throw the body into the fire. Lord Vishnu appears and says, no, please don't do that. Throw him into the water. Let his body go into the water. That is my devotee, my dear friend Sudama, born in a different form. But I don't want to abandon him. Let him go into the water, please. And remember this, from his bones come all aquatic shell. From the bones of that devotee will come the shell, and wherever it is bellowed, negative living people, loose spirit, lost souls will never come close. Read your Gita. This is why in the first part of chapter 1 they hear Krishna takes his son and they start to blow it on the battlefield. War is coming, but let evil lose. When you have your prayer in your house and the bone of that Sudama is being blown by your pandit, bow your head, because that is your blessing. This is an example. This is an example. We take it for granted. You have your son being blown in the hole. But I didn't know why. I do it, but I didn't know what I was doing. There are many examples of that. And Janvijay is asking about that tonight. Suppose I'm making a mistake. Will the goddess condemn me? Remember, we have prayers this weekend. So we are talking a lot about puja. The Asmuni says, I've heard there was somebody called Satya Vrat. I heard about that. But I didn't know. I didn't know about the discourse. I didn't know the ins and outs. So I went to ask Jamat Agni, another Muni, a great person, popular in his own right. And he had asked his guru, Lomas Rishi. Lomas Rishi is the fellow we believe that taught the Hindu rhetoric to Jesus. There's a gospel called the Equestrian Gospel of the Bible, and in it talks about the missing years of Jesus. And it is Lomas Rishi that gave this information. He's somebody who teaches quite a bit. Vyas Muni says, please listen about this discourse, as I was told that sometimes you really don't know it and making mistakes. Let's join together. Jai Bhole Baba Tab Sharanam, Jai Bhole Baba Tab Ki Jai, Umapati Mahadev Jai. Jan Vijay, as I told you the first night, Jan Vijay had killed so many snakes. Very angry person when his father died. And he goes about burning snakes, and now he's trying to atone. So this entire Devi Bhagavad is an attempt to free this individual, the great-grandson of Arjuna the Pandava, from all the sins that he had accumulated. And he says, I've just listened to all we talk about Devi is the source of everything. She creates the yajna and all that, but I don't know nothing. Look, I thought I was offering snakes and I was doing good. I thought by harming the animal I was doing good. Now I'm realizing I was wrong. Who should I worship? Who should I show my truth, my weakness, my ignorance to? Which form of God? Rudra, Shiva, Vishnu, Indra, Varun, Fire, Kuvir, the wind, Vishwakarma, Kartikeya, Ganesh, the sun, the two Ashwin. Should I go to whom and worship? I've heard that when you pray to all of them, you get different blessings. But who is the one who's going to understand my mistakes? Who is the one who's going to understand my weaknesses? If I was a stellar example, if I knew it all like you, Guruji, I wouldn't have a problem. But I don't. Guruji looks to him and he says, listen to what Lomas Rishi told Jamadagni, that the person who takes the individual where they are, not the perfect, where you are, where your karma reached you, where you are born into a home. Last time we talked about the womb. You are given the opportunity to have certain training, teachings, upbringing, even genetics, based on your karma. So you're born from a lady and a man, and you reach there. But the person who takes you at that point and takes you where you should be is that Para Shakti, that supreme force. Only that mother is able to take a person with all their flaws and nurture them, guide them in terms of growth, in terms of development. Is only when she is ready for an individual. Such persons, such transformation is possible by her grace. Everybody else works on the rules of karma. They bless you based on your effort. They bless you based on what you do or what you give. Then you will get what you're looking for. But sometimes when you go looking for Devi, you may not listen to this verse. I'm reading from verse 16 of this chapter. If a person calls the Devi, remembering just her name, her form, her frame, her story, but they do not know how to pronounce the name properly, that person with the devotion in their heart, with the earnest, with the emotion then, that person could still attract change, mercy from her, and be granted whatever they're praying for, what they're going after, whatever help they need. Please listen, O son. There's an illustration for this. There was a man in Kaushu, a Brahmin by the name of Devdatta, great Pandit, very knowledgeable individual, but couldn't have children. So Babaji decides to do Pushkrishti Yagna, type of prayer, where in the first part, in the Shraddha, if you ever see people do Vasudhara Puja is where you take Gobar and you make like a burger, and you put it on the wall in your home. And in that you will see sometimes in your puja store they sell shells, seashells, little ones. You put 7 seashells in that Gobar and you do puja for the household before the wedding, before Matikura and all these things do. In Putreshli Yagya, you do that type of prayer, and you also do Nandi Mukshrad, but the pinda is different. The pinda is not like what you see for funeral, where you take rice and sugar and all these things. In this pinda, you take fruit, like let me say you're running through a juicer and you take the pulp and you make the pinda, and you're about to offer it for the blessing. The only thing you're doing this for is for putra. For children or young people, when you hear people say putra or putri, your brand says what that means, a male or a female. that by their choices uplift or save the mother and father from hell. So beta means son daughter, but this putra and putri word talks a little more that when these children, by the eyesight of the son or the daughter, it isn't for son alone. The father gets freedom from all the different type of pitri debt. When I say debt, you owe somebody, that type of debt. That son or that daughter is now the person in charge of doing it. The daddy becomes the teacher now, to teach the boy, teach the girl what to do. In the role, you will see sanskar being done with level that just done. But this is where somebody wants to have people that will save them just by the way they live. Please understand the role of children. In this case, this man makes great preparation, great amount of effort to build the Yagyashala. And when the Yag for Devi is being done, 5 pundits must be sitting. 4 of them are in charge of doing different types of offering for this Chausa Yogni, the Lingam, the Tulsi plant, the Bedi, and 1/6 by the 5. Potri is that position, not the name, the position, meaning he's in charge of the whole truck or the power or the whole mark to keep it lighted, to keep it going. Different pundit, when this is being done in this way, have different roles. The Gopila is the one who is supposed to chant only mantra. Udata is the one who is supposed to be touching the lingam. Long ago, in my family, the Gosine would be the person regulated to do lingam puja alone. Nobody else would do it. You would hunt out a Gosine, you have to get one to come and sit and do your puja. And in doing the job, know that once that is done, different types of blessings are possible. In doing the mantras, the person who is by the lingam or by the fire, that person has to know how to breathe the mantra. In mantra, there's an inundation. Simple example: Om Bhura Bhuva Swa Tat Savitur Bharenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yona Prachodayat. That break is how you're supposed to say the mantra. So depending on the mantra, it's different. In this case now, this guy, he has very competent people sitting around his baby. He knows what has to happen, what is supposed to be done. But between them, it had a little tic-tac, a little vexing. Let's hear what happens. Watch out, trouble easy to come when you're doing prayers. Ya Devi Sarva Bhuteshu Shakti Rupena understand this, but I needed to appreciate it. When I was, I think, 13 years old, I went to do my first puja. And in those days, what is little boy do? So every tanti and every auntie and every uncle had to tell the pundit how to do the prayer. I don't know if you ever see that, or you're young. You ever see that? You never know nothing. You ever realize that young people always do it? And older people are low. So Devi Gyan, and I want you to understand where I'm going, Devi Gyan is the shorter in the prayers. He watching his prayers. But the pundit who is doing the prayers cannot do the prayers good enough. And he calls out at this point to the one who is chanting the mantra by the Devi Gyan. You see the triangle just in that video is called the 64 Yogini, Chausa Yogini. There is here when they sing in the Arti, Chausa Yogini, asking to calm down in the Jalpasi. He was chanting the mantra, but he did not take the breath between the mantra and the pundit here, the Shota here. He says, "Oh Govila, with you sitting by this baby, I am sure I will never get a child." Because you're doing struggles. You are acting as if you are illiterate, and you are becoming the obstacle in my way of having a child. So insulting. Govila says, "Oh, you fool. You don't understand what it is to chant these mantras. You have an idea, but you don't know it. The breathing, the inhaling and the exhaling. I did it. It was done. It just didn't do the way you do. There's no fault here, but your attitude. You are doing this type of yoga with that pride, false pride, the I. You are doing this praise, but that way, my friend, you are your own obstacle. Today, for insulting me whilst I'm doing this worship, may you have a child. And that way pray for. Have a child. But have a little. Have a child that cannot learn. Have a child that will make you shame. Do not one day, earn any pride. You have enough pride. You have enough pride for all of us. Don't gain no more. So I bless you, the child will go, just to show you that the prayers could work. But all the hope, all the different things you anticipated when you say you have a child, you will never have. Immediately, Devi Gyan dropped everything that he had, seated him, and goes and he rests his head now humbly by the pundit foot, and he says, "Please don't do this. Please be considerate." He says, when people are doing prayers, when people are accustomed doing havan, they can have a very ferocious temper. Most people, truthfully, when they are accustomed to gawing the mantras that they use, somehow they have a temper. The text says here, they are truthfully very active like water. The water element is what caused the problem in the pundit body. Anybody who do a lot of money, they come just like if somebody manifests and you bring in water to cool them down. There's a reason for that water being used. Likewise, we use water around the Agni when we're passing water. We always using water. The water, in this example, he says, "Oh, Ruji, Panditji, because the water element is very, very active right now, you're in prayer. Your temper is flaring, but water could get hot because it comes into contact with fire. You see it with the pot. Take away the fire, the water comes cool very quick. Likewise, Guruji, please calm down and do not do this. After all this effort, after all this preparation, don't leave me like this. Please forgive me. I made the mistake, not my son." This is an example. You know the old saying, sins of the father fall on the children or the son. Why did Ganesh Baba have to lose his head? If Lord Shiva is Lord Shiva and he know everything, Lord Shiva know me and you inside him. Lord Shiva didn't know that was an innocent. That Lord Shiva didn't know that was his son. Impossible. Lord Shiva decapitated that boy here. How you do that? But you don't know. There's a discourse done by Vrat again, where there was a war with Mali and Somali. Mali and Somali are two demons that become leprosy, like no chicken pox. You know, when people get chicken pox, there are little rules we follow, do chop daily house, those things. That whole discourse is Mali and Somali. These two brothers was like a plague upon you, killing innocent people. And a great battle at the climax, at the end, fighting and everybody going in the battlefield, spinning, you lost control, who's on this side, who's on that side. It's just an array of people killed. Lord Shiva take up the Trishul and he's about to hit somebody, sees him in his eyes, and he's about to let loose the Trishul, and as he let go the Trishul, Surge Narayan Swami come in the middle and take the Trishul on his chest. Lies dead. Keshava Muni is the father of Surge Narayan, holding the dead son in his lap, the head, very hurt. He's crying. And he says, "Oh Shiva, I wish you to feel this pain. I put trap on you, you will know this pain. My son is innocent. He didn't do anything wrong. Yours will be innocent too. And your foolish temper, you will damage this child on your own." Keshava Muni is a very powerful person. He brings back life into his son. Surge Narayan Swami stands up and so they said, "Daddy, what are you doing? Lord Shiva didn't have no problem with me. Why are you giving him shrap?" Surya turns to Shiva and he says, "What Daddy say to happen, it will happen. You will kill your son. But I bless you. Look, I stand back up. 1, 2, 3, your son will get back up. Don't worry." And that is why it happened the way it happened. It was as if in that moment Lord Shiva becomes confused, as it were, for that Leela to play. And it had a peace with Ganesh Baba and Shani Devi. But just like that incident, and you'll understand that example, here now, the father is saying the same thing, I will make a mistake. Not my son, but an innocent. This child did not do the sin. You are punishing me, punish me. But don't do that to that child. Don't leave that child alone. Let's hear what the Guru, who is doing this man's puja, thereby the baby, and all this action is happening. Let's hear what his reply is. Achyutam Keshavam Ramanarayanam, Achyutam Keshavam He says, "Oh son, I bless you that the child will born, and the child will be illiterate. The child will have a learning disability. The child will not be able to absorb. Those things will happen. Because of your foolishness. When you sit to do prayer, your attitude makes a difference. The people that surround your aura are affected by you. For this reason, when you go to sit, where you sit, we put kusha grass, we put till under you. We bless the seat that you are about to sit on when you're going to do prayer. We put things on your body such as the ring, the mauli, the string on your hand to control those animalistic tendencies we all have. Don't be the person sitting down doing puja, but you're watching the lady when she passes. Don't be the person sitting down doing the puja. Don't be the person, oh, I see so-and-so coming back, but you are sitting by the baby. You're doing your worship, but your eyes, head, your focus is somewhere else. Who are you fooling? The wealth of the wicked goes quickly, but the riches of the devoted remain for generations. Choose what you want. You want children. You want that. What type of life do you want? You are a father today. You're going to be a father. But for the first, your pitries will be starved. He will not be the type to get up and offer therapy. That will be too much work. He will be lazy. He will be lethargic, and he will not care to learn. This illiterate child it's not that the child has a disability or I don't have somebody to teach me. All the different things are there. He was born into the family. And you see this in today's world. When you hear people talk about Kali, last time we said what was in the first chapter of Bhagavad Gita, when your mother stopped teaching you, the next generation is going to be starved of that. For example, when I was coming this evening, I was talking in the car, and I was asking, does anybody jari for Yagnas? If I ask you how to jari for Yagnas, do you know what it looks like? Yes or no? No, they don't do it, or no, I don't know what it looks like. Okay, so jarring for Yagnas usually entails mustard oil. So, The person might have a terrier and showing it because we are starved of the knowledge, right? We don't know. Maybe if Baba taught me it, I'll do it. It's a service, our community needs it, so I'll have it, I'll get it done. So just to paint the picture for children, imagine a big terrier, mustard oil, and you put your toe, some people put your toe, you make the contact with the metal of the terrier or your thumb. And the person who is doing the jarring is using the little bundle of the bluegrass, what you see when they go to Matikor and they chume in the gill, similar to that. And they're turning, they use this stuff, and you're turning the oil with mantra. So the person would prepare on Diwali day and Jagawi mantra. Good Purnima, they use the mantra. And they hone, just like how we were talking about this child today, I was showing him how to bless his Rudraksha mala. You use your mala and you hone it, you develop the energy. And what happens? Mustard oil, you know how mustard oil is. When you start to twirl, however, it starts to bubble, as if you're boiling the oil. It starts to float. The person's eye is yellow, but the jaundice. Yes, in the hospital they will tell you, walk the child in the yard, in sunlight, get the vitamin D from the lights, etc. That is true. It is a source. But here comes now a spiritual healing method that works for many generations back home. We knew it. So you're feeling sleepy or constantly you're driving, maybe you have jaundice. Your body is not getting rid of the waste and you need to get it out. The person is looking at the oil. Is this a strange thing? No. Where do you see that again? Let a child born in bad time. Baba, could the father go and see the child? And the answer is no. How do you fix that child from having trouble? You get a Krsna and it has 27 holes. Imagine I take that and drill on the heel or something. And around the head and the belly side, you make these holes representing the different nakshatras. You do puja, more or less. But in that prayer, the daddy has to see the baby's eyes. So you get the terrier pulling the mustard oil and Baba is chanting the mantra and you're twirling the oil and somebody bring the baby and the baby is looking into the oil and daddy is seeing the oil. And in that instance sees the reflection of the eyes. And that is another example of how this oil extracts the bad. So there are sometimes ways to overcome what we're facing. This is just an example. But if you don't know how to do it, tell me how you're going to help yourself. Because if we have a circle of people, if this is a temple, if we have temples or we have people, elders, Chanti, I hear you have a way to fix the child. You can help me? No, baby, I know this to do, but I don't know what to do. Alright, so a young girl make a baby. And know it has something to do, 6 days, 12 days. You can't do it, but tell me, you older than me. You can tell what, I know my mother, don't understand doing, but me I know. So when you hear people talk about Kali Yuga is not only bad. Where is Kali Yuga taking the effect? Kali Yuga is taking the effect when you and I fail to teach Richard what is right and what is wrong. How to do. Because, there we go, these little babies down here, you don't know what is 6 and 12 years. If you don't know how to jar for jaundice, will you know? Here is where Kali Yuga takes place. So, in her discourse, she says you have to make sure your next generation is taught. Because what is a mother if not a teacher? If a mother becomes a friend, if mommy becomes a friend, then the next generation in trouble. Because you cannot correct your friend. But your mother is sent there with a purpose. You do good, we celebrate it. You pass the exam, I'll clap the most. But the day you falter, I have to pull you through. In this case, Dev Datta is hearing that one day his child will be of standard. He says, I'm a pundit, I have all the knowledge, I want to share it with the next generation, I want to teach the child, if the child will not care to learn, not that nobody able to teach him. What we talking about here, nobody will teach it, nobody will give it. I don't know it existed. In this case, somebody saying, look it. And the child says, I don't want it. I don't care why when I sit on the wine, I don't permit, you don't do that. That is not for me. There we go again. Who know about sapping? If I say the word sapping, what is a sapping? Mm-hmm. Every young man, every young girl is supposed to know about that. Sapping is a young girl that has a mark on her spine usually, like I just take imagine I take a Sharpie and I do it like that on the back. The girl cannot keep her husband, she will have a lot of problems in marriage. Let's beat, break bone, the worst horrible experience. Cannot keep her husband. Husband dies in some cases. She is truthfully Nagi straight. She belongs to this baby, and this baby is very, very, very jealous. So she usually makes a child, she'll get a girl child. But after that, the husband either divorce or die. There are ways to fix that. And with prayers, they will chant it, and they will live. Maybe separate bedrooms and so on, but they will live. But that stabbing has a purpose. If you have belly pain, if as a lady, all respect, your womb drops a lot, especially if you're pregnant, let that lady touch you. If you have, neck pain, frozen shoulder, whatever, let a lady who's a sapping rub you, and you will feel somehow whatever pain, whatever the doctor couldn't find, whatever couldn't fix, gone. You know about it. Have you ever heard somebody, how you just call them when they're born by the foot? Breach? That one is what you remember the Indian Hindu term. But what a breech birth person good for? Huh? Kick back? When you get paid. These people, you know, when you're born by your foot, you're born, it is have a little sadness in your life. Truthful. Let me identify that truth. You are born to be a servant. You serve people. Let me just say, people respect pundit, but a pundit is a servant. You come to help, you come to uplift. I am not getting the blessing. I get the sin. The pundit takes the red bean from you. You pay him here, you teach me, you say the president, you get the blessing. You go into God. I help you cheat. Understand me? Your karma was to get a sickness. Your karma was to get a C in the exam. Don't get a job. Don't get married. Don't have a child. Whatever it is. Baba help me. Open the book. Find the mantra. And let me fix it. Alright, no problem. What do you do? You do need prayers. Open the prayer. I say the mantra. God bless you. The truth. You get the blessing. But I don't want the sin. Understand? Karma in play. So Pandit, take my sin. Use the one who has me cheat you. Give me that knowledge. You take it. Krishna and Pandit, I'm your trouble now. So the Pandit is here careful, just like, let me put it in context, somebody manifests and the world line up here now with trouble and bad, sickness, and you don't know how to take that off your body. Children who manifest, please listen. What Tom, Dick, and Harry walk through the doors with, and they come and they take it off and they say, here, my trouble is now your trouble. Listen, good. The part the Pandit does not tell us what job the Pandit is doing to take it off. So the little red bean, I say red bean, that he was putting his seed up is his secret. The next day, take some of ghee and go and do gratitude. God forgive me for helping those people. Forgive me for helping those people. Every time when the guy there, he cheat. Every time he teaches something, he cheat. And he's taken, when you're doing the arti, why do you put the dollar in the terrier? But when you pass your hand over the light, you take the energy of the multi. Never take arti from a terrier and arti a man. You don't want that. You want the terrier that arti the multi, the God. So when you do this around the aura of the God, you are taking the energy of the God. Understand? But when I put the dollar, Baba, I never hear that before. Whatever it is in this world. And I don't want to owe you it. Take this for helping me learn something. When devotion, remember we talk, you will grow. Every time you learn something, you grow. I never knew why I was put black in the food. Because Lord Vishnu is sweat one day. He made the sun and the sun touched his foot, and from the body sweat. What you call it? Look at that tail. From his face came white tail, chest brown tail, legs black tail. You see, wherever the sweat is, bad things, bad people cannot come. So this reason here is take it and it is sprinkled when you're doing prayers, is putting terrapin, etc. It's a purifying agent. You have some bad dreams, go and put some black tail in water and knock out flies. For example. So I didn't know that before, so Baba wanted to give you $1 now to pay you, and we want to owe you for that information. That is your truth. So just like that, when people now have this ability to help, is good. Make sure you can help yourself. Else the man who born by foot, just how he take the pain. They are prone, they are taught to take the pain of other people. If a sapling was here tonight and she talked to you, you're depressed. Oh God, mommy, the boy hurt me and he tell me the word and then he break my heart. Trust me, when you don't talk to that lady, that depression, you're feeling depressed again. She will sit down and cry. It's an amazing thing. Boys, when you're getting married, find out these things. This is why you check. Because this is going to dictate if you live or you die. Imagine we went to check. I love Sheila, but just check it and tell me. That's something called Nari Gun. Nari Gun is just how older people say Ghana and the Ghana match. Nari will tell you how the two people will match to live. In a marriage, you will see the man strong, the lady weaker. Vice versa, the lady strong, the man weaker. Or the two of them will live long together and get old and sick. One will die, the next one will die just after. And the book will tell you where you are going. And you choose. This is why mother and father, long time, you can like who you want. In that book, get past that. Me, I'm going to sacrifice my son. Think what I say. Me, I'm going to lay married for love and then ball with pain after. Because many times, many times it's the parents who just have to answer for it. Dave Dutta says, if all of these things are there, but we cannot teach, there's nobody to understand, our pictures are going to be starved. Guruji says, that is what you will have to live with. And one day it will fix. Knowing all this, he still continues his prayer. And he does get free. After he closed off and he gave all his dan and dakshta and everything. And he sent everybody on his home. He and the wife Rohini lived together and they waited. In our Hindu books, it tells you if you want a son. Son is on the, I can't try to remember here. Odd days, Hindu people, if you want to have a son, Mahalitan, conception, Garbhadan, Sanskar, when you do it, even days, odd days, which one? All you know what I'm talking about? In our Hindu text, it teaches that if you want, you know, you have a way we say, you make a child where you make the mind, Hindu don't agree that. If you wish to have an athletic son, husband and wife come together with all respect and they conceive on the even days is for boys and for odd days, meaning 1 day, 3 days, 5 days, 7 days for girls. If you want a politician, if you want an athletic one, depending, religious one, singer, for example, there are times and days to do that. So he followed that regiment. He wants a son, he wants somebody to teach all his arts and his science to carry on for his pictures, to follow. And he does Garbhadan Sanskar. Have you ever gone, ladies, have you ever gone to see Shashti Puja when the girl is 8 months pregnant? Imagine the baby puja do, and the highlight of that prayer is they take the pregnant girl, ladies will go one side. And she will expose the top of the belly. And amongst the ladies now they arati the belly, big belly. And they bow and they prepare, ladies, please stay in the belly 8 months to 9 months. Make sure the lungs develop. But we are ready for you. We're waiting for the Nani and agitate front and back and forth. He did Garbhadan, he's done the 3rd month sanskar, the 6th month sanskar, and he's praying. Let the heart form properly, let the brain form properly, and he's doing all the prayer. She, the wife, is growing in pregnancy. And when It was time. The child came early from the 8th month and was born. And they gave him the name Satya. They did Nam Sanskar, they blessed him. Have you ever gone to see when the baby, when they take the gold stick and they write Om, Daddy holding time for him to do prayers? I bless you. Let Om penetrate your body with honey, a little dip, and they make a Om here. And the daddy whispers certain prayers in the right ears, left ears, then mommy, then Aja, Aji, Nana, Nani, etc. He did all this. The child reached to the age 8. They do the Janev Sanskar. And the father every day is watching, hoping. Today he will, he will look at her. Maybe this prayers will make a difference. This day is coming, and he's waiting. But the child doesn't improve. The child somehow doesn't care about learning anything, but just living. He grows up to be a simpleton. 12 years after doing that Janev Sanskar, he learns how to do Sandhya worship. Get up in the morning with the Kara Darshanam. That Kara means this, watching this here. Lakshmi live here, Saraswati live here, Govind live here. This is where Hindus watch their hand as your eyebrow. So this is before you shower, honestly, before you brush your teeth, but you're calling the prayer right here on your hand. That together with lighting the diya, that was all he learned. And in this way, the father feels angry. Why did I have to have a child like this? What did I do to have a child differently or specially abled in this way? It's better this child had died than to be a parent and deal with this burden. Not many marriages don't survive these kind of situations. It takes a special person to hold strain with patience. Chapter 12 of Bhagavad Gita, when he says, if you want to know my devotee, find a person with patience. That will bear. That person has God in them. Too often we say we have God, but you don't have patience with children, with your own elders, with your own mother and father when they're in diapers. You don't care for them. But I have God. I'm godly. But they have patience with somebody who have the little Alzheimer's, they're forgetting. Why are you so stupid for a year? The same people who godly, He was the person out to trip. And he blames the mother. Oh Rohini, you are the cause for this kritya. And constantly, this little child was ridiculed and hurt by his own mother and father to the point the child runs away. Goes to the Ganges, living in his own little hut as a 20-year-old. He says, I don't know prayers. I don't know the mantra, hinam, kriya, hinam. I don't know none of them. But I am going to practice. He knows things. He has his Janev. The only prayers I could do, I am going to be a truthful person. That is easy. Lomas Rishi says, Utya, the son of Devdatta, for his age, he didn't know Ved. He didn't know the jap, the rules. Son, remember when I was telling you how to hold the jap mala? Right. He didn't know that. He didn't know how to hold the jap mala. He didn't know how to say the mantra. He didn't know how to breathe when you're saying the prayers. He did not pratahara mean you control your mind. You ever notice, for example, if you go Pizza Hut or you go in these food places, you have a lot of red. You go to the restaurant, the tablecloth is red, like this. Red triggers something in the person's brain to make you feel to eat. No, it's true. It's true. It's true. It's true. That is why it's marketed. It's marketed. It's marketed. So they put the color so you get. And I want more food. I'm going to order more. I'm going to buy more. I feel comfortable. But imagine they put yellow or some odd color. Your reaction to the food, to sit and relax, will be the same. Watch many restaurants, you'll see what I say. That type of trick causes your brain to lose control, and what you did not feel to eat or drink, you will feel to eat it. Pratyahara is the opposite. Because of what I am doing or what I am praying for, I am not going to study what I could be eating or what I could be drinking. That is for another time. He did not understand all of that. Buddhi is the practice. You see, when Pujari finish arti, all the pay attention, you must watch these things. When he come with the terry and he come with the water and you see him do so around the light, that is something called Buddhi. You see it when the Baba home by you have the terry or the parasad in your hand, and you're going to try how is something. And the Baba is sprinkling the light up. Better you give him a water. What he doing? Buddha, he says, using mantras, you're purifying whatever is being offered. Cleansing. So if you arti somebody and they have, for example, sickness, I arti my grandmother, but my grandmother have a bad case of amnesia or some type of forgetfulness. When the next person bow to that light, I don't want that to go to them. I want purity, I want protection, I want good things. So the person practices good siddhi, to clean, and we're always cleaning. Remember when the Baba come home by you, he'll be sprinkling the water all over your house? You just mop your floor, he did. He tried to clean it. But this guy did not understand all this. So now, just like how we was talking about doing the jarring for the Yagnas, you have a pandit. I know there's a pandit living up the road, but the pandit does not have the knowledge to help the people. Baba, we have a problem, could you guide me? And this fellow used to feel bad because he was some very popular pandit's son, but he did not have the knowledge about how to teach, how to hold the mala, how to say the prayers, or to give a guiding word. So he feels very depressed that I am such a stupid fellow. And people know that I'm stupid. I know and them know, and that is the truth. But what the people pay attention to, whilst he was feeling all depressed and all that, people looked at how he would never lie. And for this reason they call him Satya. That even in his weakness, and you see it, in our people, long before books were made in English and they were locked up in Sanskrit, the pundits of yesteryear, they didn't have all the knowledge. Today children have degrees. But with their devotion, remember whatever we are today is because of those people maintaining the light that's still burning now. Arguably, what we know, the clothes we have more access. We have Google. If I ask Ritesh anything, Google it. How to make kurma, how to say the mantra, YouTube it. We have it. But these people didn't have it. And they maintained for countries, families, the prayers, the puja, the weddings, the funerals that we hear. In this way, he feels abashed, he feels ashamed, and one day it's time for him to be tested. All he hopes to, in the eyes of God, he hopes to be honest. He says, in my former life, I never taught anybody anything. Maybe in my last life I was a pundit and I kept the knowledge to myself. That one is what causes it. There are people that know things and they assume it's my knowledge. Let me use myself. Whatever I know is not mine. I didn't write this book, nor the budget. And it is a sin not to teach the next generation what you know. Hoarding that information only kills your dharma and it starves your people of the knowledge. If the lady here sitting know how to cook chana and aloo at a 20-pound size pot, teach somebody that. The time you're taking to boast, I could do it. Boast, I taught all of them to do it. In this way, had I done that, maybe I would have been more eloquent. The best part of knowing something, of mastering an art British, is the art of giving it away. Spend the rest of your life giving it away, and you will live. You will live. He says, I was too stupid to realize that lesson. At that same time, a hunter is hunted in the district, and this boar, this huge pig, He sees the animal, shoots the arrow, damages the animal. The animal runs where Satya Vrat is. Seeing the blood shocked. And all that would come from his mouth by the chit or the influence of Devi. Hey! Hey! Something come too close here. You don't plan what you're going to say, how you react. Hey! But if you take A in the Hindi language and you put a take you the Aim. Aim is the beach for Saraswati Mata. He did not know what he was saying and he said the mantra halfway. But with the holding his fast is fasting to the truth. He and he kept saying it and he didn't understand why he said it. The animal is hiding in the corner, the room sitting in man. The ball went, he didn't study this guy, and he just kept saying, hey. And it was in that moment that mother was ready for him. Although the mantra was said out of ignorance, although he did not know what he was saying, although in that moment he did not realize he's calling on God, it is in that moment when the hunter comes and he says, Panditji, I heard you cannot lie. Panditji, tell me where the animal is. I'm a hunter and my family is very hungry. And I need to provide. In that moment, Saraswati Mata gives him the buddhi. And he says, the eyes that see cannot talk. And the mouth that could talk did not see. Because if I talk the truth, the animal is going to get harmed. What good will that truth be? And if I lie, I'll break my throat. Please understand that I am helpless in this endeavor. The hunter is disappointed, he walks away. Jambi Jai, listening to this, he says, I don't understand your point. And Guruji tells him, when you are doing your prayer, straightforwardness and honesty is paramount in daily worship. But when a person who may not know much, or you are lost in the wilderness, where you are starved for the knowledge of your God, but you go to her with that ignorance in search of knowledge or search of the mercy of Mother, Mother is the one that will give you it. There are rules for every form of worship. Things like having, a long fast, having the belief in the first place. Ramayana Yag, if you want to do 7 days Ramayana Yag, you have to believe in that Ram in order to see that manifestation work. Suppose I don't have that faith. Suppose I'm a young person who just don't know. So when lessons in life come and you burn and you learn, yes, one day it will be there. But suppose I am at a point in my life, I'm just so hurt, I'm just so broken, I don't know what to do. This is where you go to this Devi, who might be a little more lenient, to see you grow from creeping stage to running, walking, going. And in that way, the worst person is accepted. Know that when, with that buddhi, he is able now to access different types of prayer in the recesses of his mind. That chit starts to give him divine guidance. She starts to speak to him. Kamada is one form of Adi Shakti Mata that gives you the desires. When you hear people call that name. And anything he blessed somebody with after that divine intervention in his life, his words came to pass. When you write off yourself and you write off other people because of how they dress, how they look, what they might eat, then you are judging when you don't have the authority to judge. Truth is, everybody in the eyes of the mother is capable. If they would only apply themselves, if they would only put themselves in place, they could do it. But it has to start from inside, come out. Principle of Sri Adi Shakti Mata. From that day, this wise sage, this little boy that started off lost, he started to guide people, the diseased, the distressed, hungry people, people without wealth, people who are hypocrites, giving them good words, giving them good advice, people who couldn't walk, people who were covetous, people who would fight for other people's land and wealth and so on, people who would wish other people's children and grandchildren bad, he would coax them and talk to them to stop it. Because some people are so jealousful and envious, and that is your burden. That's your trouble. And if you don't release that, what puja will help you? Because if you walk with those type of features, the only thing you're doing is pulling yourself. Oh, Jan Vijay, please learn from this example that when a person is going to do the yagna, the celebration, the puja of Devi, just as you offer your sweet, your fruit, make yourself sweet and offer yourself first. And then you will get optimum blessing in doing a puja. Principal Adi Shakti Mata ki. In tomorrow night's discourse, Jan Vijay now says, tell me about a worship. Tell me what you're talking about. Describe that for me. How is it supposed to be done? So in it, we will hear about mantras, we will hear what's the benefit of offering certain things, why we use haldi, for example, why we just bathe the murti plenty when the murti coming in, or the form, the manifestation, why we do certain things. So in that, if anybody wants to work with a little pen and paper to make your notes or record it, that's fine. For tonight, as we conclude in this chapter, these two chapters that we have dealt with, please understand that there are some people that look down at themselves. But the truth is, God lives within each and every person. And if you make up your mind, according to Gita, the worst sinner who makes the decision to change their ways, consider that person a sinner. Never find it in your mouth. I've heard people, you see who come in the temple last night? Who she fooling? You ever hear somebody talk like that? So who you want come in the temple? And if the person who lost, you want them come and be found to put it in English. The person make a mistake, the girl run away with somebody, she had a baby, alright. No, that is everybody, that could be anybody relative. That is the truth, this is the world we live in. Let that girl come in the temple. Don't judge. Until you walk in that person's shoes, don't judge. Principle of Adi Shakti Mata. Let's do one chant for Lord Shiva, and then we'll conclude. Ahibhushan Shiva Gauri Nath Parama Sumangal Kashinath Virujaranga Paramananda Samadhi Ahibhushan Shiva
Principal of Vyas Maharaj ki Jai. Prabhuji, I don't know where the time goes when you sit there. It seems like just a second ago we walked through these doors, and it's all because the way you're expounding this knowledge that you're so willingly sharing with us. My only concern is your phones might be ringing off. Your phone might be ringing off the hook. All these messages you'd be getting on WhatsApp. The guy's gonna ask, so Panichi, what we do for the lady, them stop talk. But anyways, it is indeed a pleasure and a joy to have you share with us those wonderful, such valuable, ancient, rich blessings and practices from our scriptures, the oldest in the world. With that, we're going to have a couple of kirtans, maybe two, Pachari. Okay, we're going to have, Javed. So, and after that, we're going to have, two more, maybe Vishal and Vrat, you and Vishal. And Brother Ray going to do that.
Om Hari Om Hari Om Nandraiga Guru Ariga Guru Etune Akshara Ora Tiroe Maruga Tiroe Saranam Saranam Hari Namo Tusai Om Rama Narayana Govinda Hare Hare Dagari Garam Dagari Gare Dagari Garam Dagari Gare Ayo Siri Vandale Kulo Biko Devi Vandale Ayo Siri Vandale Kulo Biko Devi Vandale Ayo Siri Vandale Kulo Biko Devi Vandale Ayo Siri Vandale Kulo Biko Devi Om वक्रतुंड महाकाय सूर्यकोटि समप्रभा निर्विघ्नं कुरु मे देवा सर्वकार्येषु सर्वदा अतुलित बलधामम् देव शैलाभदेहम् धनुजवन कृशानम् ज्ञाननामप्रकर्ण्यम् सकल गुणनिधानम् वानराणामधीशम् रघुपति प्रिय भक्तम् वातात्मजं नमामि। Om Bhagavate Namaha. So today being Tuesday, I'm going to sing a Hanumanji bhajan. I'm so glad so many of us have dressed in red. And our Babaji even showed us that even Pizza Hut is wearing red. Hey, Dukha Bhanjane Maruti Nandane सुन लो मेरी पुकार. Hey Maruti Nandan, the son of the wind god, सुन लो मेरी पुकार, kindly listen to my prayers. पवन सुत विनती ये दुख भंजन मारुति नंदन, हे दुख भंजन मारुति नंदन, सुन लो मेरी पुकार. पवन सुत बारंबार Devotion to Sri Ram, and he says, I'm praying to you again and again, Binti Barampar. So in the last verse, he clarifies what it is he's praying for. And what he's praying for is very simple. Japu Nirantar Naam Tihara. Lord Hanuman bless me. That may I Japu, may I Jape you, may I chant your name, Nirantar, non-stop, continuously. So simple. अब नहीं छोड़ो तेरा द्वार. And may I never leave your doorstep, O Hanuman ji. राम भक्त को इस शरण में लीजिए. Kindly accept me at your lotus feet. Bhav Sagar से ताप. So Bhav Sagar is the ocean of life and death. So kindly help me cross this ocean of life. So simple. So we have to keep chanting Hanumanji's name non-stop. की बारंबार प्रेम से बोलिए पकड़ सकते हनुमान की जय जय श्री कृष्ण।
मेरी पत रखियो सदा लौटा मारिए दुखिया को महापन को दे दे
much, Raj, for that wonderful and invocational chant of the Devi herself. And as a member of our temple, we are proud to have you coming week after week to make your contribution. Today being Tuesday, as our brother made his contribution to Hanumanji, we would be remiss of ourselves if we don't chant his Chalisa. So I'm going to ask Bhaiji Mohit to do the Hanuman Chalisa for us, after which we'll get into Aarti.
Excuse me. Shall we all join together in chanting the Hanuman Chalisa? Sri Guru Charana Saroj Raj Nij Mana Mukur Sudhar Varna Raghuvar Dinajata Jodhayak Parchar बुद्धहीन तन जानिके सुमिरा पवन कुमार बल बुद्धि विद्या ये गुणी हरहु कलेश विकार जय हनुमान ज्ञान गुण सागर जय कपीस तिहु लोक उजागर राम दूत प्रभु रामा अंजलि पुत्र पवन सुत महावीर विक्रम बजरंगी सुमति निवार सुमति संगी शंकर वरण विराज सुरेशा स्वामी हाथ बजार बजा विराज कान भोग शंकर सुवन केसरी नंदन तेज प्रताप विद्यावान गुणी अति चातुर राम राज करिबे को प्रभु चरित्र करिबे को रचिया राम लखन सीता किया सूक्ष्म रूप धरि सिमहि दिखावा सूक्ष्म रूप धरि अंत चलावा भीम रूप धरि असुर संहारे रामचंद्र को काज सवारे जीवन श्री रघुवीर रघुपति बहुत बड़ाई तुम भरत तुम
Everybody as we reach to this time, let's all stand. Please put your hands together as we pray homage to that Mother. As we chant and sing, as we pray this divine life, talk to her, take the opportunity. Don't be the person who boasts the prayer, but they don't pray. Mother, as we come to a close, they did invite us to Devi Gyan Yagna. And the information that is coming to me might seem a lot, but dear Mother, I thank you for the opportunity to learn. If out of everything I remember one little thing, I thank you for that. Mother, May you allow me to come closer and closer to your feet. Please bless your child tonight. Sajam Chavati Sanyukta Grahina Yojidatmayam Deepam Grihana Devesham Charukyatiyapaham
हर मुरली पर्वत वासनी हर
त्वमेव माता च पिता त्वमेव त्वमेव बन्धुश्च सखा त्वमेव त्वमेव विद्या द्रविणा त्वमेव त्वमेव सर्वं मम देव देवा त्वमेव सर्वं मम देव देवा। ॐ शान्ति 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 हरि ओम। प्रेम से उमापति महादेव की जय, पवन पुत्र हनुमान की जय, श्री आदि शक्ति माता की जय, वृंदावन हरिलाल की जय, सत्य सनातन धर्म की जय। जय जय Sridham. Everybody, please have your seats as Arti, Panchamrit, Prasad is coming around, and everybody, please have something to eat before you go.
And in one voice, Vyas Maharaj ki jai.